Oh, welcome back to my channel. My name is Monica, and today I thought we could make one of these really sweet little Victorian purse puzzles. And Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and these are really fun to make, and you can decorate them, I mean, it's really limitless what you can do. And you don't have to decorate it in a Victorian style either. You can do all sorts of things with this. So, I'll go over a few things. We'll fold this up first. I'll show you how to do the folds, and then we'll go ahead and start decorating it. But I did want to show you how this works. And you just unfold these pinwheel points. And then you have this nice little square in the middle. And then this folds out into the larger sheet. And I did a lot of repeating motifs on this. I also did ink, watercolor, and I also did some gold watercolor on here. You can also decorate this square in the back. I didn't. And in order to get this kind of antiqued paper look, I used a walnut ink. And I sprayed my paper with some water. Then I sprayed on the walnut ink and then moved it around with a brush. I went ahead and sprayed a little bit of extra water at the end just to give it, you can see right here a lot better. You can see some of this texture. I did that to both sides, let it completely dry before I folded anything. And then I used my micron pens and my watercolor on top. Just make sure that if you're going to use an ink, make sure that it's the type of ink that's not going to re-wet if you're going to use watercolor on top of it. You could tea stain your paper, that's another option, or you can leave it white, which is what I'm going to do today. So I will say that probably the most difficult part of this whole thing is getting it folded. Once you have it nicely folded, you won't struggle getting it folded back, especially once it's decorated, because you'll know exactly how it folds back with the wording on there or decoration. It's when the paper is blank that's a little bit tough, that first fold, to get it shaped into this. And then these just fold back like this. And this last one, it just tucks right in. So I love these. These are a lot of fun. And so let's go ahead and get started. I've got some Canson mixed media paper, and I chose this because I like that I can put anything on it and it's going to hold up. It's 98 pounds and it'll take watercolor just fine. And it took the walnut ink and me spraying water on it. And it folds well too. It's not so thick and heavy that I can't get a good crease. So with that being said, we need to get this into a square. And the easiest way to do that is to just fold this over like this. And then we're going to grab some scissors and we're going to cut this excess off right here. So when I unfold this, I've already got one centerfold, and I'm just going to do the opposite corners. And you can use a bone folder to get some nice creases in there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fold this into thirds, and this should be 9 inches. So I can mark out 3 inches. And same thing with this. Okay. And then you're just going to fold that into thirds. And the same thing on the other side. Once you've got your thirds done, then you're gonna flip the paper over. And I'm seeing that I need to crease this right here a little better. You're gonna flip this over and you're gonna take each corner up to the top of this diamond that's in the middle now. And you're gonna do each of those corners just like that. Okay, now we're gonna flip it back over and I'm gonna fold my little corners here up like this. Same thing with the bottom. And this is the part where you have to kind of start pushing this into the center, and you're gonna have a little bit of a twist to it. So once it lays the way that you want, I have seen really no logical approach to this, and you just kind of have to keep working with it a little bit until you can get this to lay like this. And here we go. So I'm kind of pushing that in, and it's a little, like I said, it's a little bit of a twist. And then it'll lay flat like that. So you have this nice little square in the center. And then I like to just reinforce all of these folds. And some of mine look like they're a little bit off, but that's okay. Perfection isn't the name of the game here. But the nicer you've got these creases, the easier it's gonna fold back down the next time. Okay, so, and then you're gonna fold all of these little pinwheel points. You're gonna fold these up. Kind of in a sequence. And then the last one, you're just gonna tuck in. Into this right here. Let's do that again. I've never had a problem getting one of these tucked in. There we go. And like I said, I'm gonna really reinforce these creases. You can also put this under a heavy book, make it a little bit easier on yourself when we go in here and start decorating this. So I think instead of doing watercolor, I'm gonna do mine in pen. I think I'm gonna use a blue pen for the entire puzzle. So I decided, instead of walking you through this as I did this entire piece, that I would just do a little bit of a voiceover while I was working on this. And the reason I chose to do that is this took a lot longer than I anticipated. I was kind of hoping that the blue pen would be a little bit easier and a little bit quicker than the watercolor, but it's kind of a tedious process simply because there are a lot of details, and I had to come back to this over a period of maybe a couple of days, and I worked on it here and there. And so I'm just gonna let you watch me. I will say that before I committed to anything, I did sketch everything out on pencil, in pencil. And very lightly, I just used a mechanical pencil, and I found a lot of folk type flower arrangements, and I mixed and matched to kind of make it my own. And then I just paid attention to which areas I wanted to be dark. You know, did I want to color in certain leaves or leave certain flowers white? Because I was looking to create a balance. I didn't want everything to be colored in blue, and I didn't want everything to be left white. So that is kind of my reasoning behind what you're watching right here. For the most part, with this pen I'm using, which is, I think it's called a Rolo Art. I bought this whole pack of markers at TJ Maxx. They were very expensive, and they're very much like watercolor brushes. They're dual tip. So one side has a really fine point, and the other side is a brush pen. So with this that I'm working on right now, I went in with the brush pen to do the heart shape, and then I used the fine tip side to go in and do all of the leaves. And I'm varying the detail also. So some of the leaves I'm putting lines in, and some of them I'm coloring in. I felt like this corner right here needed a little bit of a border. So I just freehanded, didn't sketch it in, a little border with some hearts, and then I added some dots. So I wanted to do something that was similar, but not exact in the opposite corner. And then for the middle, this big middle square, I'm adding in my quote. And I did pencil that in first, and I also looked at how many words there were in my quote so that I could kind of divvy it up correctly along the edges of the square. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going back in and thickening up some of the downstrokes so that it looks a little bit more like calligraphy, that's basically fake calligraphy. So anywhere there's a downstroke, you just add a thicker line. And the inside says, "In case you ever foolishly forget, I am never not thinking of you." And that's a quote by Virginia Woolf. And now this is the last part. And this is a very folky kind of flower, very symmetrical, and you can see that I added in some details that were all different. And if you like to doodle, this is perfect. You can add a little bit in here and there, and then when you have time, go back and color it. If you can't commit to sitting down for 2 hours at a time, then I would suggest getting maybe a 2 or 3 day head start on making one of these. And just take your time. I mean, it's a really meditative, fun process. I really enjoyed using the blue pen, and only the blue pen. I love the way that it looks. And I'm just finishing up adding some really simple little flowers. And I made my life really easy by duplicating a lot of things. So I would use the same motif in opposite corners and do a lot of repeating things. Okay, so I think that pretty much wraps up this little cute blue and white one. I actually really do love blue and white. It's just so classic. I did want to open this up and show you how these repeating motifs made my life a lot easier. And you can see the repeats here too. So I've got the same flowers in each one of these triangles all the way around. I duplicated these two, and then the lock and key just kind of go together. And then the quote, I used the big square in the middle and added another big piece of art, and that kind of finished that off. So I hope you give this a try, and I did want to let you know that if you feel like you don't have enough time to do this, but you really would like to have one of these, I am putting this blue and white one up for sale on my website, and it is going to be a printable. So it'll be just like going to the store and buying a greeting card for Valentine's Day, except you're going to add your own little touch by doing your own folding. You're going to fold this up, and then you have a blank spot on the back where you can add whatever you want to add. So that will be available on my website. I think I'm going to price them at about $5. And I'm also going to have a video demo. So I'll go over how to print it double-sided on a piece of paper, what kind of paper to use, how to cut it, how to fold it, and you should be all set. So I hope you had fun. If you're not going to buy one, then at least give this a try. They're a lot of fun. They're super sweet. So I will see you next time. And if you've got any questions or comments, make sure you leave them down in the comment section. And please subscribe if you're interested in more tutorials like this. I'll be doing a lot of watercolor coming up. And hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. And I will see you next time. Take care.